Andrew Gilding, the first man through to round 2 from stage 2 in the Players' Championship finals this year. Will it be an Irishman or a Dutchman that swiftly follows him? On paper at least, this is probably the toughest game to call, given it's the 32 seed against the 33 seed. It's been a very typical Willie O'Connor year, you could say. Consistent enough in terms of cashing checks. He had one really good run to the semi-finals of the last Pro Tour of the year. That's improved his seeding for this tournament. We are waiting for him to make that breakthrough once again. He is a Players' Championship winner. That was back 5 years ago against Nathan Aspinall. Niels Zonneveld is someone who we would maybe expect to become a Players' Championship winner because he keeps improving. It looks like he's shaking off the tag of a Q School yo-yo, and he's going to continue to improve and further on his career.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the biggest mission over the last 18 months to 2 years for Niels, to become established and to give himself consecutive Januaries off. When he gets a tour card, in the past, he's gone straight back there by losing his place in the top 64. But he looks more ready to be settled in the top 64 than ever. Narrowly missed out on the European Championship, but by getting close, he's telling us that he's ready to take that next step.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, it's William to throw first.
Just mention as well that the referee is a newbie for the PDC, Garen Roderick, who's refereed at Lakeside before, so we wish the Welshman all the best this weekend. It is Willie O'Connor to kick things off, a player who's had a pretty good record at Minehead in general. He's reached the quarterfinals of this tournament, and his best run on the telly came in the UK Open in 2022, reached the semi-finals there, losing out to the eventual winner, Danny Noppert.
60.
You don't make the final session of any event in Minehead without enjoying playing in Minehead. Let me just say that. There are people who come here and they find it tough.
83.
But if you've made a semi-final and a quarter-final of different tournaments at this venue, you can play well here. And when Willie O'Connor is someone who is very much established in the top 64, I expect him to play well. But is it fair for me to say that Willie hasn't really kicked on
100
since the World Cup final and winning that Players' Championship 5 years ago?
I think it is fair to say, look, he's carved out a very good career for himself.
121.
He is in that sort of 40 to 50 rank on the order of merit, so he is a dangerous draw, but he's not pushed on towards the top 32,
58.
which is where we think he could be, because in my view, he's got one of the best throws on the circuit. So rock steady. Zonneveld a bit different. There's a few more moving parts. It's the reason why we call him Zigzag Zonneveld.
William, you require 120.
Twist from one side to another. O'Connor's going to have a first stab at an outshot. Shuffles across.
46.
That hasn't worked out the way he planned. So Zonneveld has a chance here to pressurise. I don't think that's going to happen.
24. William, you require 74.
Treble 14 will be the route. Lovely dart. Double 16. Up for double 8.
Game shot in the first leg. William O'Connor.
One-leg advantage.
Second leg is Niels to throw first.
Yeah, playing in his 7th Players' Championship finals. Made his debut quite a few years ago now, 2017.
60.
It's almost surprising it took him that long to get there.
Yeah, 2017 was his debut. He didn't qualify for 2018, but since then he's been here every year.
134.
A mark of Willie O'Connor's consistency in terms of where he's at. His seeding positions for the tournament, they have always been between 30 and 50. So he's never a player who's had to scramble in the last Pro Tours of the year to qualify. By that point, his place has already been pretty secure.
140.
If you speak to certain people on the tour and you cherry pick someone towards the top, how about we talk about Chris Dolby, for instance? Because the winner of this game plays the winner of Aspinall Dolby.
123.
Which is arguably the game of the round. If you speak to Dolby about O'Connor and ask him what he thinks of Willie, he'll say
97.
hard to beat. Really, really hard to get rid of. Because that's O'Connor's reputation. They know how good he is. They know how good he can be if he raises his game.
100.
But for some reason, he hasn't
William,
quite
you require
cracked
130.
that next level.
Treble 20 would help that cause. Zonneveld
58.
is going to come back for
Niels, you
78.
require 78.
Get back on level terms straight away. 20 for tops. Should go across to the left and does.
38.
Not quite as choreographed
William,
as
you
he'd
require
like.
72.
Gets the singles.
Game
And gets the
shot
double.
in the second leg. William O'Connor.
Really well done by Willie there.
Third leg, it's William
Taking
to
this game
throw
by the
first.
scruff of the neck.
Game on.
If he can keep it right there, he might just be able to keep Zonneveld at bay. I'll tell you one thing that's changed
99.
over the last few years. When O'Connor was really starting to bully people on the dartboard in 2019, he was one of the biggest 180 hitters in the world. That isn't quite
100.
there at the minute. If he was to rediscover that, I believe he'd find that extra 3% that he wants to take that next step.
Watching him and watching the
100.
way he throws, is there any specific reason you can find for that? The 180's declining?
I think he's had a few changes of equipment. Slight tweaks with the barrel. He's gone from a pear-shaped flight to a kite-shaped
45.
flight. Just doesn't seem like he's scoring as many 180s as he used to.
43.
Eschewed the treble 18 route for 302. Niels Zonneveld back on 356. Can't leave a finish even with a 180.
96.
You mentioned Niels Zonneveld narrowly missing out on the European Championship, and it was real heartbreak for him in Prague because not only did he miss out by just a few quid to
59.
Dirtman Divenbode, he was knocked out by his best mate on tour in Kim Hybrechts. Real bittersweet moment for him.
Just another strange tournament, wasn't it? Hybrechts
140.
wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament. He ended up making the final.
And that essentially secured his world spot.
We'll get onto the Worlds in due course.
140.
That's a great visit from Willie
Niels,
O'Connor.
you require
Zonneveld
120.
needs to get himself to a double. He should do that here. Oh, there's a double. Now he needs another one.
Game
That'll do
shot
nicely.
in the third leg. Niels Zonneveld.
Happiest of happy accidents as Willie forgets that Niels Zonneveld broke the throw.
Fourth leg, it's
You see in
Niels
the
to
background
throw
what
first.
Willie O'Connor's doing with his
Game on.
arms. He is trying to keep his upper and lower arms and fingers warm. It's very, very chilly in Minehead here on Friday afternoon.
96.
It's actually quite nice out there on the stage. But when you're walking from room to room, it's fairly chilly.
100.
And that's one of the reasons why certain dart players at this time of year wear skin-tight sleeves, like Richie Edhouse.
I was going to make the point, we have seen Willie wear those before, but I think Richie Edhouse has
83.
patented them. No one else can wear one. They're his thing, unless you're paying royalties.
60.
What we should mention is that Scott Williams did get the better of Gian van Veen on the main stage. So you could say that's a bit of an upset to start the tournament. Right now, Brendan Dolan is taking on Martin Schindler, who was the number one seed for the European Championship. Not that it did him any good because he was eliminated early.
Yeah, Brendan's form has been ropey the last few months.
59.
So I think Martin would be expectant there.
$140.
Zonneveld seems like he's warming up a little bit here. He's starting to get in the groove. And when he was making that run in Prague, he did start to show us a little bit of fight.
55. Niels, you require 42.
Against one of the most dogged players in Europe.
He's a long way in front in leg 4.
Game shot and a fourth
He's
leg.
up 42,
Niels
so we are back on
Zonneveld.
level
Fifth leg,
terms.
William to throw first.
As you mentioned at the top of this game, Dan, nothing between them in the seedings, pretty much. 32 and 33.
140.
But there's not a lot between them in their world ranking either, so it's a very fair fight, this one. Willie O'Connor at 48. Zonneveld just outside the top 50. But you would suppose that that's going to change for Zonneveld in the coming weeks.
140.
I can honestly say I have never, post-Grand Slam, seen as much rankings fluctuation as we've seen in the last week. In the last 10 years.
125.
It's been astounding, and there's going to be more of it before the end of the Worlds.
Well, all you need to do is log on to dartsrankings.com and just see the number of green and red arrows pointing up and down.
40.
That was unfortunate. It means that Willie O'Connor isn't on a finish. Zonneveld can look to pounce. Dead centre first dart.
He's done really well to get that one in. O'Connor's first dart around that 60 has not been ideal.
Niels, you require 136.
And he may be overtaken right here. This one has got 6-5 written all over it.
60. William, you require
Might only
81.
get one dart at the bullseye. 12 or treble. Does leave the bull. Played it a little bit safe.
41.
That was some way off.
Niels, you
Niels
require
Zonneveld
76.
Turned things around here. This game, just like his nickname, zigzagging.
36.
That is an unforced error.
William, you require
At
40.
this level, if you're not getting a double on 76, you've made a mistake. Critical dart for O'Connor.
30.
He's not exuding a great deal
Niels,
of
you
confidence on
require
the stage.
40.
And Zonneveld is getting another crack at this.
Are the conditions maybe putting O'Connor off? He's there thinking about it. He keeps rubbing his arm. We've not seen anything like that from Zonneveld. He's just getting on with business.
Game shot and a fifth leg. Niels
There's
Zonneveld.
the fight you were alluding to, Paul.
Sixth leg, it's Niels to throw
He's
first.
getting daggers from
Game
O'Connor
on.
in the background there. That's what dart players do. They don't like it when players give it to them. And now he's given Willie O'Connor license to give it back. When you're playing against this man
60.
from Ireland who has been in their World Cup team since the very start, if you do that to him, he doesn't take it as disrespect, but boy, oh boy, it's like poking a Rottweiler.
Yeah, he's not a dart player I'd like to
100.
upset. Amateur boxer, isn't he?
You ever shaken hands with Willie O'Connor?
I have, yeah.
It's like shaking hands with someone who's a Terminator.
140.
He's made of very tough stuff.
Yeah, I think I had to go for x-rays after. But he is a lovely guy. I think
22.
Willie O'Connor's one of those players who you'd look at the way he plays on stage, very stony face, very surly, but when you speak to him, loads of smiles, loads of jokes.
He's great company.
Won't be any of that though if this continues.
Lots of company in that 60 there. They're having a party in the lipstick.
140. Niels, you require 121.
He's got time on his side to double his advantage. Great use of the board.
62.
That means he's on single to double combination. If he went for a treble and didn't get it, he would have still needed a double to get.
59.
Would have needed a treble to
Niels,
get
you
to a double.
require 59.
Now he doesn't.
Willie could have ended up on the same number, but only scored 59.
Game shot and a
to Niels Zonneveld.
Niels Zonneveld.
And this is becoming comfortable.
7th leg, it's William to throw first.
2 good legs to start the match for Willie O'Connor, but since then, he's only had 4 more at a double, and that was all the messing around he did in the 5th leg.
100.
It's interesting over the last week or so, we've been floating the question, is there such a thing as a comfortable margin in darts? Well, the answer to that is, yeah.
139.
When you're in a Grand Slam final, that's pretty comfortable. 16-2 sounds even better when you've got your fingerprints on the trophy.
100.
Yeah, that's another tantalising first round clash. Luke Littler against Rob Cross on the main stage this evening.
100.
The more you think about that, the more it doesn't make sense. They shouldn't be anywhere close to each other
140.
in the Players' Championship rankings, but they were poles apart.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the players who haven't qualified. We'll give them a mention. Ricardo Pietrezco is the highest ranked. Former Grand Slam winner Joseph De Souza, Mickey Mansell.
William, you require
who was in the Grand Slam
161.
semis last weekend. Keen Barry's not here. Matt Campbell, Steve Beaton.
Simon Whitlock. Lots of people who will be fighting for their tour privileges.
65.
If they still want
Niels,
them
you require 164.
on Monday and possibly at the Worlds. And Monday is the qualifier via the
58.
PDC.
William, you
If you
require
don't get
96.
through that, you are not going to North London at Christmas time. Where's Willie going now? Is he 4-3 down?
78.
He might be 5-2 down.
Niels, you require 106.
Well, after a strong start, Willie O'Connor has deteriorated. Treble 18 for Niels. Would have left double 16. It's a very good setup, though.
86.
O'Connor on
William, you
double 9.
require
This
18.
could be awkward. Should be a good guide.
Game shot
All he
and
needed
a
to do was
7th
say,
leg.
come on to himself,
William
and he
O'Connor.
hits it.
8th leg,
Got
it's
some
Niels
support out there
to
as
throw
well.
first. Game on.
Easy to think that everybody who comes to Minehead in late November and early March, they're all English people. So untrue. More and more people
99.
now making the journey here from countries like the Netherlands, Germany, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. And a lot of these players, they
50.
bring quite an army with them.
Well, just looking at the rankings, because Keen Barry's not here, Willie is now the Republic of Ireland's #1.
140.
He is the flag bearer.
He has been for well over 12 years. He's been the mainstay of Irish darts for more than a decade.
People
have come and gone, but he's the linchpin.
Yeah, he might not have achieved as much as we would expect him to, but you've got to admire the staying power. And you've got to admire that from Niels Zonneveld. That's a proper response to Willie O'Connor's first max. 171 would be perfect. It'd leave a ton.
133.
You can tell what he wanted.
82.
To stretch that lead to 2, he needs 67 more. 2 8s.
Game shot in the 8th leg. Niels Zonneveld.
No big celebration
William
this
to
time,
throw
but
first.
Niels Zonneveld will know that he's on the verge of round 2.
If you were watching
97.
PDC TV around about mid-October when Zonneveld was making the semis of the Czech Darts Open, when he was doing good things like that, he was always looking behind him at somebody. That person is obviously here as well.
140.
As soon as he does something well at the end of a leg, he seeks out that person and looks straight at them. That's what some players need.
100.
Yeah, they can almost serve as inspiration in the crowd. Someone there who is supporting your every move.
139.
I think O'Connor is starting to get that sinking feeling. But if he doesn't get a move on, the exit door will be calling his name.
Well, for much of this game, the
60.
first O'Connor dart has been high into the fat 20, and he's not necessarily been able to adjust.
Great
94.
use of the 18s. It will be a shot to win the match.
I feel O'Connor needed 2 trebles. He's got one of them. He gets another.
140. Niels, you require 128.
But this is to win, to get through to the next round, to play against the #1 seed or Nathan Aspinall.
Game.
Oh, it's a superb way to win the game.
Niels Zonneveld.